folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Yeah.
What's up everybody, my name is Ale, welcome to my world of gaming. Today we're going to talk about Pokemon Quest, and this is going to be part 1 of the review because I've only had a few hours to play with the game, but once I actually complete the game, or at least I've gotten a lot further to where I know all the ins and outs of the game, then I'll do part 2. So this will be more of my impressions so far, but I definitely do have a lot of things to say. So anyway, Nintendo and Game Freak announced essentially 3 different types of Pokemon games coming to the Nintendo Switch. The first one is called Pokemon Quest, which is the one that we'll be talking about today, and that one is free to download and it's available in the eShop right now, and it's also coming to smartphones in June. The next one that they announced is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and that one will be available in November of this year, and that game is sort of a remake of Pokemon Yellow, but it has some ties and some kind of quirky functionality similar to Pokemon Go for the smartphones. So for example, when you run into wild Pokemon, you don't actually battle them, it looks like you just capture them, but then you do get to battle trainers and stuff like that. And there is some footage of people riding an Onix around town and stuff, so some stuff does definitely look really cool, so we'll have to see how good that game is. And then the third type is a mainline core RPG Pokemon game, and it's actually going to be Generation 8 it looks like, and that one will be released in late 2019, and we don't know much about that one, so we'll kind of just have to wait and see what happens with that. Now, to be honest, when I first heard about Pokemon Quest, I was a little disappointed. I thought it looked kind of like a kid's game. I didn't think it was going to be very interesting or very deep at all. But the more I've been playing with it, it's been growing on me a little bit. I've actually been having some fun with it, and it can be a little addicting, especially if you are a big Pokemon fan. And I am a pretty big Pokemon fan, but I'm more of an old school fan. I like the original, 150 or 151. And I'm not so much of a fan of like the keychain Pokemon and like washing machine and chandelier Pokemon, like all those new ones. I'm not really a fan of all those. I'm more of the old school ones. But it looks like this one does kind of use all the old school ones, so it is a little nostalgic as well. Now overall, the game is very simple. Even the graphics are very simple. Has kind of like a square cubicle graphical style. And even the island that you explore and where the game takes place is called Tumble Cube Island. And a lot of people compare the graphics to Minecraft. I would say it's a little more clear than Minecraft, a little more crisp, and just in my opinion. But it looks okay. It's kind of an okay looking game. It is very simplistic looking, and it functions very simplistically as well. Now there's basically 2 types of ways that you'll be playing the game for the most part. You'll usually be either hanging out in your base camp, or you will be out doing expeditions or quests or whatever you want to call it. But those are the 2 kind of main ways to play the game. Now what happens in the game is that you create a character and you sail to an island, and once you reach the island, you start to explore the island, and you realize that one of the best ways to explore this mysterious island is to make friends with a Pokemon. And so that's where you choose your starting Pokemon that is going to kind of explore the island for you. And so you can choose between Pikachu or Eevee or Squirtle, Charmander, or Bulbasaur. And while Charizard does sound really fun to play with and things like that, I ended up going with Squirtle. I usually go with the water Pokemon, so I ended up going with Squirtle. Now after you choose your starter, you go and you explore a little bit, you do your first expedition or quest or whatever you want to call it, and you defeat some Pokemon, and then you defeat kind of a boss, which is like a more powerful Pokemon, and then you go and you set up your base, and then once you're at your base, your home base, that's where you can put statues and kind of decorate a little bit, and you can see your Pokemon, you can kind of play around with them a little bit. You're obviously going to be collecting Pokemon in this game, so that's where you'll see your Pokemon. And you also have like a pot in the middle where you can cook stuff, and so then you can cook different recipes, and depending on the recipes that you cook, you'll attract different Pokemon, and then that's how you'll kind of collect them, and you'll have more and more Pokemon. And then you kind of set up your squad, which is a squad of like 3 Pokemon, and then you go out and explore, and that's where you do your expeditions, and you go with a core of 3 Pokemon. And once you do that, you go out and explore, and when you're exploring, you're essentially fighting other Pokemon with your core 3 Pokemon. And the graphics look pretty cool actually. Depending on the attacks that you use, you can, for example, Squirtle has like a whirlpool, and so he kind of creates a whirlpool around him, and it looks pretty cool, and it's actually pretty fun. And so you go around and you fight other Pokemon, and when you defeat them, you collect different stones and different different objects that you can use to strengthen your Pokemon and do other things as well. And all the meanwhile, you're leveling up your Pokemon and they're getting stronger, and you can actually evolve them. So there are evolutions in this game, which is really cool as well. Now that does sound a little repetitive, and it is repetitive. You're basically going on expeditions, coming back to the base, going on expeditions, coming back to the base, kind of just rinse and repeat. So it is a little repetitive, but I like playing this game in short bursts of time. I would not play this game for more than, half an hour or something like that. I would get pretty bored and I'd want to put it down. So I recommend playing this game in short bursts of time. It's free to download anyway. It's a good filler Pokemon game while we wait for Let's Go and Gen 8. And I know that we do have Pokken Tournament on the Switch, but I'm not really a fan of that game. So this is kind of filling a little bit of a void, so I can get a little bit of my Pokemon fix while I wait for the other one. So I do recommend it. It's free to download, and it's pretty fun. Now I should mention that there are microtransactions and like little DLC packs that you can purchase. Those kind of things. They basically give you Pokemart tickets, and you can use those tickets to buy things in the Pokemart. You can extend different time restrictions that they give you on how many expeditions you can do and things like that. Sounds a little confusing. You kind of just have to play the game to really understand how all that works. But overall, I have not spent any money. I never felt like I had to spend any money. Like I said, I play in short bursts of time, and I've never once felt like I had to spend any money. So I don't think that the microtransactions play a factor at all. Now, what I could see happening is that this game could get a little stale, because it could definitely get repetitive. It looks like there's no kind of online functionality. It would have been awesome if they let you battle against your friends online or things like that, or even local or whatever, but it would have been really cool if you could have battled with your friends. That would have been awesome, and it would have made this game much better, and I would have actually paid money for this game if they added that. But sadly, they did not add that, and so I am left wanting a little bit more. But that isn't to say that there can't be, DLC additions later on. This does look like one of those type of games where they're going to be adding to it. I mean, it's a free to download game. They technically call it a free to start game. So it sounds like they'll probably be adding stuff later on. And if they add stuff later on, and it makes the game deeper and funner, and definitely if they add some kind of online mode or a way to battle against your friends, then I would definitely spend some money. But as of right now, no need to spend money. I don't recommend it. I think you should just kind of download it for free, have some fun on your spare time, playing short bursts of time, and I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you're a Pokemon fan and you're waiting for these next games to come to the Switch. Otherwise, if you have a 3DS, then by all means play on the 3DS, of course. But for those people that don't have a 3DS or they prefer playing on their Switch, this is a great little filler game. Okay, so I think that just about wraps it up. So let me know what you guys think about this game. Do you enjoy it? Do you think it's, kind of a childish game, or you think you're not really interested, you wouldn't play it? That's how I felt at first, but it's grown on me. I kind of like it, and I think I'll be playing a little bit more as well. So anyway, let me know what you think, and make sure that you're subscribed to get Pokemon news, Nintendo Switch news, and general gaming news as well. And make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and you take care.